Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here today. We're here today to get information from water officials both on the state and federal level so that we can hear how this water year is going to shape up. I'm going to start today by laying out some ground rules. The ground rules are this. There will be points in time for question and answer from other water districts and from the public at large. We are going to conduct this meeting in a respectful way. We're going to try and make sure that everyone can be heard. We know that there is very strong sentiment about this issue. Frankly, I have very strong sentiment about this issue and the frustrations that I have incurred over the past few years. So we're going to be respectful, and we're going to listen, and we're going to share our opinions and try and come up with solutions as we move forward. We know that the news won't be good this year, with the state already announcing a 10% initial allocation, and the feds likely to announce in several weeks an allocation that is very similar or worse than the state's 10% allocation. We need to discuss today what we already are doing and what more can be done to address this crisis. The entire Valley delegation has highlighted our dire situation with state and federal water officials, the Obama administration, and the Congress. And we have told them of the human suffering that's occurring in the communities throughout the Valley. We've told them that the situation is unacceptable. We have informed them that the Valley, and an area already hit with some of the highest foreclosure rates and unemployment rates in the nation, can no longer sustain this situation with a regulatory drought. In September, when we met with Interior Secretary Salazar, I told him that this is a full-blown crisis. It's our Hurricane Katrina, and that we expect to see fire trucks and sirens and relief, not just press releases and a lot of talk. We are seeing some progress with the recognition that we need a full-blown National Academy of Sciences review of the science that is underlying these biological opinions that have led to these water reductions. We all know intuitively that there are other factors affecting the ecology of the Delta, such as wastewater and ammonia discharges, non-native species. We are finally getting an analysis from the Academy of Sciences, and it's none too soon. We have come to this crisis from every different direction, and we need to deal with this crisis from every possible direction. All of us in the Valley delegation support the following: a waiver of the Endangered Species Act, reconsultation of the biological opinions, and the Academy of Sciences review. These solutions are part of the big fix, as well as proposals for Delta conveyance and the water bond, which includes funding for one of the most important aspects of what we need here in the Valley: more off-stream storage or on-stream storage. There is no debate among us and our constituents that we need some or all of these big fix solutions. But in the meantime, we have to explore what can we do more now. We have distributed a handout that identifies projects and actions that can be taken to address this crisis in the short term. Let's face it, these items place Band-Aids on the situation. Not one of them on the list will get us out of the hole that we're in, but we need whatever relief we can find for our farmers and our Valley now. And taken as a whole, all these small Band-Aids, these actions, can provide real relief. We can make it easier to transfer water, getting a multi-year water transfer program and removing the impediments to transfers. We need to get projects funded that will help improve our water supply, like the Intertie and the Patterson Irrigation District Cross Valley Conveyance System, as well as the fish screen. And we need to the diversification of refuge water supply. Most importantly, we need to identify every possible area where agencies have operational flexibility to operate the projects. For today, today, I'd like to keep the focus on 3 key areas. I'd like the presenters to hone in on every area possible where the agencies have flexibility to move more water. We need to find out what more can we do to move projects along that will result in water supply benefit. Is funding the problem? Is it the permits? Is it local matching funds? Let's move all viable projects forward now. I'd like to learn more about the status of the Academy of Sciences review. We've pressed the agencies to look for alternatives that will have less of an impact on water supply. My question to the agencies is, what are we doing ready to act immediately once the Academy of Sciences releases its report? We also need to know more about the NAS review of other factors affecting the Delta ecosystems and the time frame and processes for incorporating these informations into the decision-making on our Delta. Our farmers can no longer shoulder this entire responsibility and the burden of the fisheries and the decline of the Delta. It's important that we find the other causes. Clearly, we have restricted water transfers and the water that's coming out of the Delta, and it seems to me that the species continue to decline. Doing more of the same is not the answer to fixing this problem, in my opinion. With that, I look forward to everyone's comments today. This is a joint meeting of myself and Mr. Costa and all the agencies. We've been joined today by our good friend, State Senator Jeff Denham. Welcome, Jeff. And I'm now going to turn it over to Mr. Costa for his opening statement. He will conduct the first hour of the meeting, and I will conduct the second hour of the meeting. So, Mr. Costa, as you come up, I just want to say thank you for being a great partner as we have tried to solve these very difficult problems for the Valley. Representative Jim Costa.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Thank you for your hard work as well, and all of you who are here this morning. This is an opportunity to, early in January, get a snapshot of where we are with regards to the operations of the federal and state water projects as we look at this water year. Obviously, all of us have been working very hard, as Dennis noted, not just the Valley delegation, but the water agencies at a local, state, and federal level to try to deal with the drought crisis that we have. We cannot have another water year like last. Our farmers, our farm communities, and those of us who depend upon the livelihood of agriculture for our valley will not be able to make it through this year with a 10% water allocation. And therefore, the time for action is now. This morning, we're going to have an opportunity to hear from both the federal and state water project operators to look at what kind of facts we're going to have to be dealing with. The time for action is now. We have to change our way of operations. We have to provide more water for this valley. Without that, we simply cannot continue. Our livelihood, our agriculture economy is at stake. And that's how great this crisis is that we are facing. Well, we have attempted to make progress on a host of issues that are listed, as Dennis noted, that has been handed out. Not enough has been achieved. So today, we have to hold the federal officials accountable for the lack of operational flexibility that has existed. And I want to know precisely this morning from them what we need to do to get the additional water available to be exported south of the Delta for the San Luis Water Unit, and to ensure that all the water agencies south of the Delta will have enough water to get by this year. Now, there's a lot of important efforts that are ongoing that we are involved in. But I think that it's important to get to the heart of the discussion here today.